What is your interpretation of the budget? What is your view on the budget? Is it good, bad?
I have not looked after the budget.
A graduate from HR College of Commerce in BAF has no expectation from the budget.
I'm sorry, I'm saying this thing. The answer you gave, I can ask any person in Mumbai, so he'll give that answer.
Hello, sir.
Seat. Good evening, Dhruv. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Good evening, sir. My name is Dhruv Khanchandani. I am born and brought up in Mumbai. I completed my schooling from VPM Beator English High School. After that, I joined HR college and I was into the commerce stream. After that, I continued my journey at HR and I completed my bachelor's in accounting and finance. Meanwhile, I was in HR. I led our committee as a vice president, and in that year, I had been awarded as the the principal special award of the year. That is one of the highest honors at HR College of Mumbai. Apart from that, I started working at HDFC, and I nearly worked there for 4 months. And I was working in retail branch banking. After that, I continued my journey at Deloitte, wherein I was a senior analyst in the audit and assurance department. And I had an experience at Deloitte for nearly 2 years. Apart from my schooling and my work experience, I am really interested in fitness and nutrition. Apart from this, I also practice kickboxing. So I've been doing it for last 1.5 year right now, and played one or two tournaments last year, a local tournament in that.
So, can you throw more light over your work experience at Deloitte?
All right. So as I mentioned, I was a senior analyst in the audit and assurance department. So in the audit and assurance department, we were looking after a global investment bank, and we were working for them as a concurrent auditor.
You have lost me. Can you explain it like, this is the first time I'm listening to something called Deloitte or senior analyst.
All right. Just a second. Okay. So basically, we were looking after all the transactions which were made by this particular bank for its customers in trade finance department, and we were the support staff of the internal audit team, and I mean that's all about the job description.
So, as a part of trade finance, did you work with letter of credit and bank guarantees and things like that?
Yes, letter of credit.
Only letter of credit, not bank guarantee.
I was not looking after bank guarantees.
You were not involved in bank guarantee.
Yes, I was not involved. And apart from looking at these products, I was also involved in independently checking the regulatory returns, which were done for the RBI, and those were monthly regulatory returns and all.
So, can you throw some light over how letter of credit works?
All right. So, for example, in an import situation where the buyer and sellers are involved, so to provide some basically letter of credit in a layman language is a buyer is applying for the LC to its bank, and the bank on the behalf of the buyer, the importer, is issuing the letter of credit, basically a guarantee that the buyer will be paying all the amount which it has to pay to the seller.
So, who is the counterparty in letter of credit?
It's the seller's bank.
Seller's bank. And typically, what is the commission that buyer's bank get for issuing letter of credit?
Not really sure about.
Not sure.
Have you heard the term hundi?
Sorry,
Hundi, HUNDI.
no.
No. Okay, so you have checked the transaction done by the banks, right?
Yes.
You were in the support staff of that. Any one particular highlight that you would like to share about those transactions?
Okay. So like any of the observations which we
The
reported
most
in our.
interesting thing that you found.
Okay. So, not mainly on the transactional level, as I mentioned, I was looking after the regulatory returns as well, which involved a lot of Excel work. And on a monthly basis, the bank had to compile all of the numbers and give it to RBI. And before submitting those details to RBI for the particular product, it was our job to do the due diligence and check whether all the details are correct or not. So, in one of the situation, what happened is that there was a massive gap between the numbers which they had to report, the amount, and the amount which was there had led to a 500 crore rupees gap because the employee hadn't, you can say, done the entire process correctly because there was an error in the filtration by the process which he was following. So because of that, there was a huge gap of amount which we highlighted and it was saved before it went to RBI.
So you work on Excel,
Uh,
Microsoft Excel.
yes,
Are you good at it?
I would say I'm quite decent.
Okay. What does Control D do?
It immediately pastes the row. I mean, whatever detail, for example, I have to paste some detail below the exact cell. So if I press Control D, so the cell above it would be pasted in the cell which I have selected.
What if I want to do it on the right hand side ka cell?
So I would go for Control R.
Anything for left hand side?
No, I'm not really sure about that. I don't think.
So why do you want to go for MBA?
Okay. So as working with Deloitte for the last 2 years, all the work which I did here gave me an idea that uh, if I want to, get into a managerial position or be in such a job where I could take the big decisions which drive a company, so an MBA would help me a lot in that perspective. It would give me a lot of opportunities and a better designation at the same workplace or something like that.
So post MBA, if you expect that you will be in a position to drive the company, more likely than not, it's not going to happen immediately.
Yes, immediately it won't happen. I agree. That is something which I see myself as a long-term goal of mine. So, but I would say that the MBA will give me an opportunity and will basically ease my way to the long-term goal which I am seeing.
Can you cite an example of somebody who has done MBA and then ended up making big decisions and then drove the company after, let's say, 10 years?
As we all are aware about Shark Tank, and I would like to give an example of Mr. Aman Gupta, the founder of Board. So he did his MBA from ISB, Hyderabad, and like, I mean, I'm sorry.
So what are your expectations on the budget?
I have not looked after the budget. Sorry.
So what are the golden rules of accounting?
There are three golden rules of accounting: debit what comes in, credit what goes out, debit the receiver, credit the giver, and debit all expenses and losses, credit all profits and gains.
So what is the difference between operational lease and financial lease?
Not sure.
What is the break-even point?
Break-even point is something where the revenue reaches, like the revenue generated by a company reaches the entire cost incurred by the company for that particular production, and beyond beyond the break-even point, whatever is earned is known as the profit for the company.
So what is leverage in accounting terms?
Leverage of this, not able to put.
Something related to debt and equity?
Not really sure about it. Sorry.
When it comes to accounting, there are a number of ratios that we talk about. So can you discuss some of the ratios?
What is a goodwill? Where do we put it in the balance sheet?
It comes under asset, if I'm not wrong.
You should tell us. You have done BAF.
I'm not really sure about.
How do you calculate it?
Not aware of it.
So what do you think are areas of your improvement?
I do believe that I should focus more on the graduation part, the things which I have studied so far, and
Areas of improvement in overall your career and overall your life, not in this interview.
I'm really sorry. Okay, I'll take it. So I honestly feel that I should be I'm sorry, I can't.
Do you play any sport?
Yes, sir. Currently, I am practicing kickboxing since last 1.5 years.
What is the difference between boxing and a kickboxing?
Okay, so boxing usually boxing just involves your upper half of the body, basically you can say that, and kickboxing, like the major difference between boxing and kickboxing is that in kickboxing you use your leg as well for like you use kicks and you can use your knee to hurt the opponent. And
So kickboxing versus MMA. What is the MMA? Mixed martial art. What is the difference?
So, in kickboxing and MMA, the major difference is taking down the opponent. And like in MMA, you can take down the opponent, and MMA consists more of grappling and more of jiu-jitsu as well. But in kickboxing, if you take down the opponent down, and that point of time, the referee will just stop you, and there will be a knockdown which will be counted. So you cannot hit a person who is lying on the ground, but in MMA, you can do that. That's the
How do you get a point? How do you get a point in kickboxing?
Okay, so every punch or every impact on your opponent's body, that is, there are specific areas wherein you cannot hit the opponent on the back. I'm talking about kickboxing as of now, not MMA. So all the areas like the opponent's face, the opponent's like front upper body. So whenever you have an impact on that and that is not defended by the opponent at that point of time, you get a point. But at the same point of time, though these points are continuously calculated by the referee, And if usually a fight of a kickboxing, there are 3 rounds of 3 minutes each, wherein if the fight doesn't end in a knockdown or a knockout, the decision will go with the referees and the points which they have calculated on the basis of this.
I find my personal opinion, Dhruv, I find this kickboxing and all that stupid. As in, the most important part of your body, that is face, usually face and the torso, you are exposing it to unnecessary violence. As in, don't you find it pretty stupid? Apart from the health perspective, you train to do it. So that training part is important. It makes you healthy and all that. Playing the actual sport is, how do you find it?
I would say that my views here would be a little bit different than what you mentioned.
What is the good thing coming out of that? You win. That's it. You have a concussion. Your face is distorted. You might end up having some spinal injuries and whatnot.
Okay. But I agree with your point here that a person can have brain concussions. Like you usually have those brain concussions even if you are performing in a local tournament or something. But I don't know. I'm not able to justify why.
Why do you like it then? You are an inherently violent person or something like this?
No. So when I started practicing kickboxing, when I started with the classes, it was 1.5 years back, and I was weighing 104 kgs at that point of time. I have lost around 22 kgs of weight right now.
That's the advantage of training part.
Of training, I agree.
I'm on sport.
But what I believe is that just getting into that ring and facing my own fears and giving my best shot at that particular point of time gives me that that happiness which I look forward to. But that, I guess, that doesn't makes me a violent person at the same point of time.
So, what's your favorite book?
I actually am not a very good reader, so I don't read books.
So, in a B school, you will have to read 100 to 150 pages every day.
Yes, sir. I am starting to build a habit of reading as of now. So I'm really looking forward to read books which will give me a broader perspective on finance and the things I'm interested in.
So, you are interested in pursuing roles in finance post MBA, is it?
Yes, sir.
So, can you define finance in one sentence?
Okay. Finance is anything for a company to get money and how to invest that money to be profitable is finance.
How to earn money is a function of finance. No, I disagree. It is a function of sales. You earn money through sales.
Okay.
So, what's your counter view on that?
I would say maybe earning money is not the correct word which I mentioned. To source funds and use those funds in such a manner that you make a profitable business.
Meeting
Done.
Okay. So, Dhruv, your interview is over. I'll begin with the feedback. So, how do you think it went?
I think I could have done a lot better than this, and this is not something which I was expecting from myself.
I agree. So, let's begin with the feedback. What was the first question that we asked you?
You asked me to introduce myself.
So, why do you think that was the first question?
Because I guess that gives me an opportunity to drive the interview where I want it to be, and gives me the opportunity to like
So,
get a
do you
better
think
opportunity.
you did a good job on that?
No, I think I failed miserably there.
See, one big problem that I found with your introduction was that it was way too long. You gave a laundry list of 10 different points, out of which 8 to 9 points were not very relevant. You were born and brought up in Mumbai. So what? Are they going to select you because you are born and brought up in Mumbai? No. You mention the name of your school, mention the name of your college, and then you won that principal's award. That is good. But the problem is you have such a good name, Deloitte, on your CV, and that came way too late in the introduction. Now understand that Deloitte is one of the recruiters on campus of most of the B schools. Of course, the kind of roles that they offer are different at B school, but still, Deloitte visits it. So why didn't that come earlier? So your introduction doesn't have to be chronological, right? So whatever points you want to highlight should be highlighted. Yeah. Because that is a very good name to have in your CV. So do mention that. And also, when it comes to your work experience, what is it that you exactly did there? You should be able to explain to a layperson in 2-3 sentences. Don't throw too many jargons.
Got it.
Then, for number of questions, you started with all right, okay. Preferably don't do that.
Got it.
So, is it your habit, or
No.
is this how you normally speak, or what?
No, not really.
Not really, right? Huh. Then see to it that it doesn't happen. Now, your why BA question. That is where the major problem is. See, one point that I can definitely tell you is because you have worked with Deloitte for almost 2 years.
Yes.
So relate it with your work experience. You work with trade finance team. Now, one point that can act as a motivation to go for MBA is at the moment, I worked in the support function in the back office. I want to get involved in those kind of deals myself. I want to move ahead. I want to go one step further in my career. How do I go there? How do I do that? How do I go there? For that, I need to learn certain skills. I need to have certain understanding of certain subjects. How do I get that? To B school. So go through broadly, go through the syllabus of B school. What is it that they offer? See, trade finance, because originally I am from banking. Okay? Although I work in the risk management department, and I have done number of trade finance deals. Okay, so for trade finance and then different these kind of jobs are there in banking industry. So maybe that can be one of the career paths that you want to take. Work with banking, or and considering your background, definitely banking makes sense.
Yes.
Or maybe even something related to consulting.
Yeah. That is what I was looking for, actually, consulting.
So what is done in consulting? Basically, consultants offer solutions to the problems faced by different companies. Now, many times it happens that company people themselves cannot see what is, so they require some external perspective. Now, if I want to, one of our professors always used to say that no problem faced by the organization is only a finance problem or only a marketing problem or only an operations problem. It is an organization problem. Now, if I want to offer solutions to the problems faced by any client, any company, then I should know about all the different functionalities of business. I need to know about sales, I need to know about marketing, I need to know about finance, operations, HR, everything. Now, B school curriculum is tailored in such a way that you will get exposure to all these different functionalities of business. So let all these reflect in your answer and also bring more energy while speaking. Because if you appear lacking on energy, then one impression could be you're not really serious, you're not really eager to get that seat. So you don't want to give them an opportunity on a platter to reject you. Right? So, and one definite factor is if you don't appear eager, if you don't appear enthusiastic. Now, think from the point of view of, so this B School interview day would be like the most important day in your life so far. Right? Now, just think of the prospects that you will have post MBA. It will completely change, take your career trajectory to a completely different level. If you don't feel enthusiastic about that, what else will you make? What else will make you enthusiastic?
Correct.
Right? So let that reflect in the way you speak.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And then you need to work on the concepts, the academic part.
Definitely.
So you're able to handle only golden rules of accounting. But other than that, those financial leverage, operating leverage, then financial lease, operating lease, then different ratios in accounting, return on equity, all those ratios, earning per share, P by E ratio. Yeah. And a graduate from HR College of Commerce in BAF has no expectation from the budget. That would reflect badly. Now, of course, your interview will happen after the budget, right?
Yeah.
So, the question would be on what is your interpretation of the budget? What is your view on the budget? Is it good, bad? Now, because of your background, the expectation from you would be slightly higher. Instead of just saying that these are the proposals, what is good and what is bad, in your opinion, in that. If something is not so good, what could have been done better? And then for areas of improvement, you did not tell us any area of improvement. You have no weakness.
Of course, I
So think about it. Introspect yourself, dig deeper within yourself. You'll find some or the other weakness to talk about. See, because if you don't talk about, when the question specifically is on your weakness, and if you don't tell them any weakness, then it can be taken negatively in the sense that you are bragging about yourself. No, I don't have any weakness.
Almost a Superman.
So, all these answers need to be refined a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Dhruv, I'll ask a very simple question. How many questions have you jotted down so far about the interview? Let's say you were expecting some interview of Jim or Bitsom. 3 days prior to it, okay, these are my potential questions. These are my potential answers. Okay, your friend, sit down and listen to my answer. How do I sound? How many times have you done that?
I had jotted down nearly 12 to 15 questions, and but I didn't practice it with anybody as of now. I just prepared for those questions, and that's, I just prepared for those questions and tried then to, but I didn't practice it with anyone else.
So first suggestion I would give is that you do this thing. Have a sort of, I don't know, for the lack of better term, using this podcast. Sit down with a friend, ask me a question, then you answer it, then you listen to it, and then you figure out. If you listen to yourself, you yourself would be able to figure out, boss, okay, this is where I'm making a mistake. Right? You would know, okay, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3 has a mistake. Right? If I have to be slightly granular about the feedback. In the introduction as well, you figure out top 3 things, top 4 things about you. And as sir said, it should not be chronologically ordered. What is the most important thing about you? You have worked for Deloitte, where probably half of the India's graduate want to work. So that's a very interesting aspect. So having worked with Deloitte for 2 years, I think I have realized these things. Then I think if I were you, I'll probably put this, what do you call, the kickboxing thing in there, because that is the area where you had answered most of the questions, right? So I think that is something that you are aware about, except the very important question, that is, why do you play it, right? Okay. And I think you should take a day entire, morning 8 to evening 8, sit down, do some reading, do some research about why do you want to do MBA. It has to be very precise, very well, mature, very well crafted answer. That is what we are looking. So the answer that you gave, I'm sorry, I'm saying this thing.
Definitely.
The answer you gave, I can ask any person in Mumbai, and then, why would you do MBA? So he'll give that answer. Right. So where is the specificity of your answer? What was that incident 1, incident 2, incident 3, incident 4? Okay, these things happened. That's why I realized I should be going ahead with MBA. So that kind of clarity we expect. Had you been a graduate, 2025 or 2025 graduate, I would not have that much of an expectation. Okay. So he just knew he might not be able to give the very precise answer. You have worked for a consulting firm, Deloitte, as a senior analyst. What kind of answer am I expecting? Right. So it's like, if I have to give the analogy, I go to an eye doctor and he gives me, so if I say that, I'm not able to see through my left eye. Okay. So you might have these reasons. Boss, you don't have a right to say might have these reasons. You are an eye surgeon. You tell me what is the exact reason I want to solve that problem.
Very precise.
Very precise. And that is expected out of you given the work ethics that you have. Take a goodwill, no answer, as sir told. Ratios, you might want to defend your answer, which will be very weak defense, but defense nonetheless, that you had studied 2 years back or 4 years back from 2000s. So that you might want to say that, but that is not a very strong argument. And the kickboxing, why do you play? What's the good outcome of it? I had a very strong opinion towards it. I straight away called that sport stupid sport. Why do you not have a very strong answer to that? These are the outcomes: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So I think for all other questions, you take 1 day. For why MBA, you take 1 day, sit down, lock yourself in a room, and then figure out, okay, these are the reasons that I want to pursue MBA from.
I'll do that for sure.
Okay, I'm done.
So, all the best.